Learning is without doubt one of the most important things in our life. But despite being so important, is the education system perfect? Well, I have a theory. When I was in school and the teachers asked me what I wanted to do when I was older, I'd always tell them the same thing. I wanted to be a writer. And yet, they would always give me the same response. That's something you can do in your spare time. What's something you could actually do? See, school a lot of the time, I feel, tried to stop me doing what I wanted to do, and instead tried to persuade me into doing something I could do. I don't quite know how this fits into the rest of the video. I just want to get it out there. Despite that, I do feel school is something truly wonderful. I'm referring to what is considered the compulsory part of school, which in the UK is reception age 5 to year 11 age 16. If that's not the same in your country, then I do apologise. At that age, school is literally your life. You have no real major commitments, no bills to pay, no worries. Yet, it doesn't seem that way at the time. Because education was all you knew, you could live in this little bubble where school was all you knew. The best things in life were good grades, the worst things in life were let us home, and free time was abundant. Seriously, if you're in education, appreciate the free time. And that thing called the real world your parents lived in, well, that could just be a work of fiction. And you know what? That's fine. At the ages of 5 to 16, being in that bubble is fine. You're a kid. School does a great job at suspending reality for us. But how long should it do that for? When I was in my 3rd year of my A-levels, and there is no shame in taking a 3rd year, I was working to get my qualifications with the aim of going to uni. And when results they came around, I got into uni. Yet, due to money problems and various other personal reasons, I deferred and took a year off education. This meant that I would be in full-time work for a year. At first this worried me. Now, I'm happy I had my education bubble popped for me, as I was too scared to pop it myself. When I was in further education, which by the way, to save confusion, is education between the ages of 16 to 18, education 18 plus, like university, is called higher education. There was a day where various talks and activities about life after schooling would take place, and the main topic of the day was, of course, university. There were talks about how to apply, what to do about money, accommodation, you named it, they had a talk for it, and how it related to university. One thing I find mad is how they expect everyone to know what they want to do with their life by the time they're 18. Or perhaps that was just me, as clearly a lot of people did. I would say about 75% of my year group were going off to uni. The remaining 25% of us were all thrown into one little talk simply titled Not Going to Uni. It was a pretty basic talk, just explaining the various routes you could go in life without going to university. Very dull and unenthusiastically done. See, this is why I feel problems arise. Further education, I feel, puts blinders on students, much like they do on racehorses. It makes young adults feel that if they don't get good grades and if they don't go to uni, then that's it. Game over. That there's nothing else. That there's nothing else to life minus going to uni. There's so much education doesn't teach you about the working world, as it keeps you in that bubble of education I mentioned earlier. How the working world works, how monotonous life can get, and if you work a physical job like me, just how draining and tiring full-time work can be. But then I suppose if their job is to get you into uni, they're not going to tell you about that. But who knows how to get a mortgage or pay their taxes? Because I sure don't. Compulsory school is great. It's further education I have a problem with. I think what the world needs to understand is that not all kids are academics. And I know there are loads of great routes for non-academics, but they're just not as pushed forwards upon kids as university is. But university isn't for everyone, and they should accommodate more for those people who are more hesitant about going, and even talk to people who think uni is the only option. I knew people who had literally no other plans in life if they were to have failed their A-levels. They had been perfectly kept in that bubble. I also knew people who didn't really want to go to uni, but still went because they felt pressured by the schools and the teachers that it was the only option for them. Suffice to say, they didn't have the best of times when they got there. I'm not saying university is evil and no one should go. If you know really well what you want to do with your life, and getting a degree is the only way you can do that, then go for it. Even if you don't really know what you want to do, but just fancy going anyway, go. I'm just a kid on the internet at the end of the day. I wouldn't listen to me. I just wanted to remind everyone that there's more to life than getting good grades, a good job and loads of money. To me, life is about having good days with the people you like and wild nights with the people you love. Making memories is just as important as making cash. There's a song I love called To Have or Have Not by an artist called Billy Bragg. I advise anyone who's confused about life or education to give it a listen. My favourite line, and I think perhaps the one thing everyone needs to remember: the system may fail you, don't fail yourself. That's all from me. But what about you guys? Has your time in university changed your view on life? Are you like me and didn't go to university? Are you happy about it? Do you regret it? Leave your answers or just about anything else you have to say down below. This channel is just as much yours as it is mine. And of course guys, I just want to remind you that this is all just personal opinion, it's just all my views and my thoughts. If you disagree with it, that's completely fine. I'm not in any way saying your thoughts are invalid or wrong. And of course guys, if you enjoyed the video, then leave it a like, share it perhaps. And if you want to see more from me and my face and my weird videos that are probably wrong, then give me a subscribe. That's all for now, internauts. But always remember to stay open. Thank you. Now, for all those John Green fans out there who clicked because of the title, I'm sorry that there were no references to Hazel or Augustus or anything from that book. I am deeply sorry for my use of current pop culture to draw you into my video, and I promise I'll make it up to you. Okay? Okay.